I'm delighted to be here to officially announce a remarkable achievement, which you've already heard, of the investment portfolio of BSP Life surpassing $1 billion. But I'd like to say that I have a rather checkered history in my association with what we now know as BSP Life. BSP has taken 145 years to achieve this milestone. I think I was alive more than half of those years. But I've had an association of happy and one little unhappy association with Colonial Mutual Life, which was started in 1876. I wasn't around then, as Colonial Mutual Life Assurance Society of Australia. But when I was a young man, my father and I were covered by policies that we had obtained from CMLA, as it was known then. I also had some business deals with CML, as we knew it then, and my senior old boy, Tom Boetoloboni, was running the show then. And I found myself in some campaign trouble. And my party then was still the same as the party I now lead, had no money. So I had to sell a house I had bought from British Petroleum, Southwest Pacific. It's still there if you want to buy it back. I don't own it now. Number 1, Deoji Street in Tamavua. CML then came around and wanted to buy that from me. And I said, well, I'll sell it to you because I need the money now. But give me the right, the first right to refuse if you want to sell it. They didn't. Later on in my political life, we had some problems with our national bank. When I realized I had to resolve the problem, I called my caucus together and I called the then chairman of the National Bank and asked him, Lionel, give us a background of this. I used some barrack word there, problem that we're in. And he went through and he had about 90 minutes of briefing. Everybody was taking notes, listening, and I wasn't. At the end of it, they all asked questions. And one of my, in fact, his father asked me, Prime Minister, you haven't asked the question. I said, Lionel, we are in this pool. How do we get out of it? He said to me, Prime Minister, give me $200 million. I turned to the newly appointed Minister of Finance, the late Bernardo Wimbombo. Minister, give him $200 million. Anything else? Lionel said, no. Right, let's go. We went and faced that motion. We restructured the bank. Eventually, Colonial came in to buy part of it. Later on, BSP came to buy it. But I'm pleased to be here. Started with being a policy holder in CMLA, then a property owner, and CML bought that. Didn't give me my right to refuse the first. But that's how life is. A few weeks ago, I was at Nandi to welcome our first new aircraft. I told the story about my trip to France to assess the Airbus aircraft. I took with me a pilot from Air Pacific then. He went and did a test flight, lasted about 2.5 hours, came down and he said, Prime Minister, let's buy it. I said, okay. We came back and those who knew more about the aircraft than the pilot, decided that we would go back to Boeing. And on that day, flying the aircraft home, called the Island of Mbanga, A350-900, was the son of the pilot I went with to France to see that aircraft. Then a few days later, as Michael had mentioned, we did the groundbreaking for the new hotel, the Watu Tale Hotel, resort. No, it's a hotel. It'll be the latest so far addition to our Denarau resorts. I told them the history of how we managed to get the 300 islands into one island, and we passed the Land Exchange Act in the only boardroom that was available on Denarau at the time, which allowed the developers to reclaim the land and go into the Land Exchange Act with the landowners and state land. Now we have a beautiful island, 7 international brands. Now we're going to have our own brand there, the Watu Tale. We are here to celebrate achievement. We're here to celebrate the culmination of strategic decisions, not without its calculated risks and a shared commitment to progress. This is the kind of commitment governments want from the private sector for growth and prosperity in our country. And as we celebrate this milestone, the People's Coalition government reaffirms its commitment to nurturing a business environment that is conducive to investment and economic growth. This afternoon, after Cabinet, 2 gentlemen who are here today came to be part of a briefing team that briefed the Cabinet Subcommittee on the Economy, made up of the Prime Minister and the 3 Deputy Prime Ministers. There were 2 there today. And we listened to them. And they told us all these things will happen. You have to facilitate them. So the cooperation between the private sector and government is very, very important. I gave them my assurance that your government will foster an environment where the public and the private sector can thrive together, leveraging each other's strength for the benefit of all the people, all Fijians. New investments mean more jobs, improved infrastructure, education, healthcare, and better standards of living. And I might add, quality of life. The People's Coalition government is determined to make meaningful changes to facilitate the approval and implementation of new investments, in particular, large capital projects like the one you are on Denarau. We have been through a very tough period. The world has been through a very difficult period, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. It has taught us the need for greater collaboration. And I urge everyone here to work together to build a better Fiji. Collaboration brings diverse expertise. They bring resources and perspectives, creating an environment where innovation can flourish and challenges can be overcome. Through a robust public-private sector partnership, we can push the boundaries of innovation and propel our nation towards a brighter future. I strongly encourage collaboration within the private sector and a stronger partnership between our large institutions, including BSP Life, the Fiji National Provident Fund, Fijian Holdings, Itoke Trust Fund, and Unit Trust of Fiji. Together with our large commercial banks, including BSP, we can create new industries and diversify our economy. Through partnerships, you share the risk and also the reward. When you're receiving the reward, that you shake your hand and say, well, it was worth the risk. Tourism will remain the mainstay of our economy in the short and medium term, and its continued success is vital to our economy. However, to truly optimize our potential, we need to diversify our economic base. And the best way to achieve that is through strategic partnerships between large institutions, the private sector, with, of course, the support of government. Imagine a large renewable energy sector in 10 years' time, a large business outsourcing industry, an enhanced ICT industry, a large commercial agriculture industry, a vibrant retirement and aged care industry, a medical tourism hub, a large manufacturing and garment industry, all complementing the continued growth of tourism. That vision, ladies and gentlemen, is achievable and relies on your innovation or innovative collaboration. As Fiji grows, you grow, we all grow. We were given some encouraging figures recently. They're projecting about 8% growth in our economy this year. However, these two gentlemen who came in tonight put a little pin in the bubble and said, next year, it'll only be 3.8, unless we do something dramatic. And the following year, it'll go even down, further down to 3%. So it's up to all of us to maintain that growth. We can all work together, and we can achieve it, but only if we work together. BSP Life, through its evolution over the many years, has become a part of the fabric of the Fiji society. BSP Life's investments span almost every facet of industry in our country. They have contributed significantly to our economic developments and will continue to be a beacon for the future. I congratulate the entire BSP Life family and their loyal customers and partners, past, present, for this milestone achievement. On behalf of everyone here tonight, I wish BSP Life and the BSP Financial Group continued success. God bless you all. We now will